Welcome to Tattletale. Here's today's story. She cheated with my best friend. So I burned everything down figuratively. If you looked at my life from the outside a year ago, you'd say I was winning. Great job in a finance firm, newly promoted, 6 figures, living in a nice neighborhood in Austin, Texas. My girlfriend, Lila, was the type of woman people stared at when we walked in the room. She was effortlessly beautiful, sharp, and had this intoxicating laugh that made you feel like the world wasn't such a bad place. We'd been together since college. 6 years. She stood by me during late nights, job hunts, and the time I totaled my first car. I thought she was ride or die. I thought she was my person. So when I proposed to her at Hamilton Pool with our friends there and a hidden photographer, I genuinely believed I was locking in a forever. She cried. She said yes. She kissed me like she meant it. And I had no idea that less than 3 months later, I'd find out she had been cheating on me for over a year with my best friend. His name was Drew. We met freshman year in college. Dorm roommates. We were glued at the hip. I introduced him to Lila. Hell, I practically helped them bond. And now I can't hear either of their names without tasting bitterness. It started small. Little things I ignored. Drew and Lila were always comfortable around each other. But I thought, naively, that it was just friendly. We were all close. We hung out in the same circle. Game nights, trips, brunches. I'd come home from work and find them chatting in the kitchen, sometimes laughing, sometimes a little too quiet when I walked in. I should have seen it. But love makes you stupid. Comfort makes you blind. The night I found out started with a phone. Lila had gone to the bathroom. Her phone buzzed. A message from Drew popped up. I miss you already. I stared at it. Maybe it was innocent, right? Maybe he meant as a friend? Maybe something happened I didn't know? But I opened the phone. I know. I shouldn't have. Privacy and all that. But something inside me, some sixth sense, told me, look. And what I saw made me feel like the floor dropped out from under me. Hundreds of messages, pictures, voice notes. This wasn't a one-time mistake. This was a full-blown relationship. Dates when I was out of town. Meetups in hotels. Jokes about me. Complaints. His name saved as Bay. It went back over a year. I didn't say anything that night. I didn't confront her. I played it cool. Numb, but calm. Because I needed time. To plan. And that's where everything changed. The next morning, I made her coffee like nothing was wrong. Told her I had to head in early for a project deadline. She kissed me goodbye like I hadn't just watched my entire relationship shatter on a glowing phone screen. At work, I didn't touch a spreadsheet. I sat in the conference room with the lights off, writing everything down. Every hotel name, every date, every timestamp, every humiliating thing I'd read. I screen recorded the messages, saved them to the cloud, printed backups. I wasn't just angry, I was methodical. I wasn't going to explode and scream. I wanted a clean break, but I also wanted truth to hit them like a freight train. I also called my buddy Marcus. He's a lawyer, not the ambulance chaser kind, but real estate and contracts. I asked about cohabitation laws, about evictions, about proof of infidelity in our state. I wasn't just going to break up with her. I was going to evict her from my house. Because while I paid the mortgage, Lila didn't contribute. Everything, from the down payment to the furniture, came from me. And I kept receipts. It wasn't petty. It was protection. But what stung most wasn't just the betrayal. It was the way they talked about me in the texts. They called me boring. Predictable. The stable guy who's too emotionally safe. It made me sick. So I made a plan. Give it 2 weeks. Gather everything. Set everything in motion behind the scenes. Then pull the pin. I became an actor in my own life. Pretending to laugh. Pretending to love. Pretending to not notice when she left for a girls' night, wearing a dress I hadn't seen before. But the best part? I invited Drew to my birthday party. Yeah, the guy who was sleeping with my fiancée. Why? Because I wanted both of them in the same room when I dropped the curtain. And believe me, that night, it changed everything. The party was set for a Saturday night. Casual backyard style. String lights, grill fired up, a rented speaker. I kept it small, just 15 of our closest friends, a mix of hers and mine. I told Lila I wanted a low-key night with the people I trust most. She smiled and kissed me on the cheek. You deserve it, babe. The irony was thick enough to choke on. Drew showed up first. Of course he did. He brought a bottle of whiskey and acted like we were brothers again. Couldn't miss your big night, man. I played along, handed him a beer, slapped his back, said, glad you made it, bro. Next came the others, friends from work, a couple of Lila's friends, even Marcus, my lawyer buddy who knew exactly what was about to happen. He gave me a subtle nod when he walked in. That was all I needed. Lila wore that blue dress I always loved. She looked unreal, the kind of woman everyone turns to watch. And the sick part? Even knowing what she'd done, part of me still ached to touch her. That's how deep it went. We ate. We laughed. We played cards against humanity. There was music, dancing, drinks. And then, at 10 p.m. sharp, I stood up with my glass. Hey everyone, thanks for being here. It means a lot. A few cheers. Some claps. Lila smiled wide. Drew raised his glass. I continued. I've been doing a lot of thinking lately. About life. Loyalty. What it means to be surrounded by the people you trust most. Some chuckles. Nervous energy. So I thought, why not make this more interesting? Let's play a game. I call it Who's the Snake? Lila's smile faltered. Drew blinked. I printed some screenshots. A couple hundred, actually. I reached under the table and pulled out a folder. Thick. Heavy. I handed it to Marcus, who began passing pages around the group. I hope you're all good at reading texts. Because what you're about to see, that's betrayal in 4K. Lila stood up. What are you doing? Drew went pale. Dude, this isn't funny. Oh, it's not a joke, I said. You just don't like the punchline. And in that moment, right there in front of everyone, they knew. I had receipts. I had timelines. I had everything. The room turned cold. Her friends gasped. Someone whispered, "Oh my God." Lila tried to grab the pages. I stepped back. I know everything, Lila. The hotel on 6th Street. The messages during my business trip. The necklace you said your mom gave you? Yeah, it was from Drew. Found the receipt. Then I turned to Drew. You were my best friend. And you couldn't even respect the one person who trusted you the most. He tried to speak. I held up a hand. Save it. This isn't a debate. This is me telling you both, get out. Lila's face flushed red. This is insane. No, I cut in. What's insane is cheating on someone for a year and pretending nothing's wrong. What's insane is doing it with someone I called my brother. She stepped toward me. I stepped back. You have until tomorrow to pack your things. I've already started the eviction paperwork. The locks change Monday. And with that, I turned and walked inside. The party didn't end. It just shifted. A few people left. A few stayed in stunned silence. And me? I slept like a baby for the first time in months. By the next morning, Lila was gone. She didn't even wait until noon. I came downstairs and saw the guest bedroom door open. Empty hangers. Her dresser cleared. Bathroom shelves wiped clean. All she left was a key on the kitchen counter and a note that read, I wish you hadn't done it like that. Like I was the villain. Drew? He didn't leave so quietly. He blew up my phone around 2 a.m. drunk texting. Voice notes full of half-slurred apologies and threats. The man went from fake sorry to calling me jealous and manipulative in the span of 5 minutes. Blocked. And here's where it got weird. The friend group split. Some people ghosted entirely, too uncomfortable to pick sides. Others reached out, mostly to say, I had no idea. But 3 of my closest friends, the real ones, stuck by me. Marcus called it scorched earth with style. Over the next week, Lila's friends unfollowed her. I didn't ask them to. People just saw who she really was. Word got around. She wasn't the angel everyone thought. Then I got a call from her mom. I'm so sorry, sweetheart. I can't believe she did this. I raised her better. I didn't know what to say. I just thanked her for the call. And then, the final nail. 2 weeks later, I was back at work, minding my business, when one of the interns walked up to me. Hey, are you the guy from the Reddit post? I blinked. What? He pulled it up. Someone, probably one of the guests at the party, had posted about it on our /relationship advice. The story blew up. 80,000 upvotes. The comments were brutal. Most people were on my side. Some accused me of going too far. A few were hilarious. But the part that mattered? Someone in the comments recognized Drew. Said he'd done the same thing to a different friend back in college. It wasn't his first time. Lila was just another notch in his betrayal belt. I realized then, they deserved each other. 2 selfish people who thought loyalty was optional. And me? I'd finally stepped out of the shadow of pretending everything was fine. No more lies. No more masks. No more playing the nice guy who forgives everything. A month after the blow-up, something unexpected happened. I got a message from a woman named Haley. Hey, I know this is random, but I saw your story on Reddit and I think we need to talk. Turns out, Haley was Drew's current girlfriend, or at least, she thought she was. They had been dating for 4 months. She had no idea about Lila, had no clue Drew was capable of something like that. And when she found the Reddit thread,